Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Indie Kid coming at you with the Orange Blazer. This is a Christmas week edition, just covering the latest and greatest in Tennessee basketball. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Coming at you on behalf of Talkin Vols. Talkin Vols, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, football edition. The guys will still go live this week, even though the season is over at this point. And make sure you check out Vols JP and Dauber with their basketball post-game shows as well throughout the week. And make sure you check out the day after on the weekends. And, if there's any kind of breaking news or anything with Tennessee football over the course that needs to be addressed, of course, the guys will come live at you, and I'll try to do a post-day show as well to get the thoughts kind of after everybody's had a little bit of a chance to kind of simmer on it and sleep on it a little bit. But make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. Again, I guess I hadn't come at you since the Cincinnati game. So since then, we've got Tennessee's beaten Appy State 79-38, Tennessee Tech 103-49, and then last night they beat St. Joe's 102-66. Just three absolute beatdowns in the last week, and you're starting to really see some guys flourish. You're starting to see your five-star freshman Jaden Springer and Keon Johnson. You're starting to see these guys starting to really hit a stride now. And, it's 2 games in a row. Tennessee's gone for over 100 points. And I think that's the first time they said last night since, I can't remember the year, but I know Dane Bradshaw was on commentary, and he was playing still then. So that was one of Bruce Pearl's teams that they went for back-to-back games of over 100 points. And if I'm not mistaken, he made a comment that one of the games they hit over 100 was against a Rick Barnes Texas team. I do remember when they played Texas back-to-back years. One of them had Kevin Durant that they beat them in Knoxville. But, his team, and just reading comments from St. Joe's coach, and he said now they've played 3 top 10 teams, and he does not see a weakness on this team. And, I'd kind of addressed before Appy State, and I kind of looked at stats, kind of looked at where they were at, and I kind of pinpointed a couple things that I thought maybe they needed a little work on, and just looking at the stats now, how that's changed substantially is pretty impressive. And again, I know it's not your Gonzagas, your Notre Dame, some of the teams they were going to play, but still yet, there comes a point in time you're just taking care of business. And that's what they've done the last 3 games. And then they'll wrap up non-conference tomorrow at 5 p.m. and get USC Upstate up. I think there's a real possibility you're going to see them go 3 games in a row with over 100 points right there. Just my opinion on it. I think it is a real possibility. But, 2 games in a row, and I look at the box score from last night. Once again, 6 guys in double figures. You had E.J. Anasicki at 9 points. Also, so you were very close, and Josiah-Jordan James at 7. So you were, give or take, really close to having 7, 8. Even Kamha had 6 points. So you were really close to 7, 8, 9 guys in double figures. Just incredible last night. And, assist to turn. The one thing that I kind of said I thought they needed work was assist to turnover, because the last time I come on, if I'm not mistaken, the assist to turnover rate was 21 assists to 27 turnovers, and which was high. And granted, it was a little better competition with Colorado and Cincinnati right there as well, but they've totally flipped the script at this point. Now through 5 games, they're sitting at 84 assists to 49 turnovers. So that's almost 2-1 right there. Not quite, but that's a pretty high margin, and according to UTSports.com, if you look at they're plus 8.4 per game right now. So they've totally flipped that script to where they were in the negative. Now they're in the green on it. But I just look up and down the line. Free throw percentage 79%, very respectable percent right there. Plus 12 rebounding margin, 16.8 assists per game. They're winning by an average margin of 29.8 points per game right now, which is wild, which is crazy right there. So, obviously that margin is going to come down some as you start SEC play next week. But, wow, this is a fun team and a lot of talent. And I've said it before, I think the sky's the limit with this team. And I just wonder, because they're going to get a good test the first game in conference on December 30th as they play our old buddy Conzo Martin, travel to Missouri. With his teams, they're going to play stout defense. I'm not sure now. Last I had looked, they were ranked 23rd. So I'm not sure what they've done the last week right there. You're going on the road. It's always tough to win on the road in the SEC against decent teams. But we'll see. It's a good first test. I think it'll probably be their toughest test of the year at that point. And, I think some of the issues that haunted them last year was just kind of ball handling late, closing out games. It'll be curious to see how they do it. Missouri, hopefully it can go in and run them out of the building. But I would expect that it's going to be a tough game. They'll have to bring it. There's no doubt. And one thing about Conzo Martin teams, again, he's big on defense. We know it from when he was here. And I don't expect that's going to be any difference this year. So, can Tennessee if they turn it into a track meet, so to speak, that's where, a Conzo Martin team doesn't normally fare well right there. But if they can slow the game down, play their game, who knows what could happen then. But, just looking, right now Fulkerson's still leading the way at 12.2 points a game. You got Victor Bailey, 12.2. Jaden Springer's up to 12 points. So those three guys are each double figures. You got Josiah-Jordan James at 9.8, Keon Johnson 8.4, Pons at 8, Vescovi at 7.8. So, that just goes to show you right there. That's 7 guys who could score at any time. And, I've said it again, just the ability. I think they had a lack of ball handlers last year. I think they've got, I've addressed this numerous times on here that I've done the Orange Blazer, that their ball handling abilities are really good this year. You've got Victor Bailey, you got Vescovi, you got Josiah-Jordan James, you got Johnson, you got Springer. That's 5 guys right there who can handle it at any time. And then, of course, mainly inside you're getting Fulkerson, you're getting Eves Pons, you're getting a little bit of E.J. Anasicki and then Olivier Kama as well. But mainly right there, it's, most of your minutes, Fulkerson is leading the way on minutes. Of course, they've not had to play as many minutes. Fulkerson's been like a coach over on the sidelines. I love it when he's, kind of his day has been done. He's been over there just coaching away on these guys, whether it's Plavsic comes in, Pember, or whomever. He's really out there coaching them as well, along with Barnes and the rest of the staff. But, there's just a real camaraderie, a real chemistry. It seems like with this team, they feed off one another. There's no selfishness on it. I know last night it would have been easy. Vescovi and Bailey got a fast break. Vescovi ended up with the ball. He could easily went up for a dunk or something. He gave it off to Bailey for the assist, and Bailey jammed it home. But, 3-point percentages right now. Jaden Springer is shooting 85% from three-point range right now. That is wild. Josiah-Jordan James is 50% as well. I would say this, guys, and of course, if you watch college, I know most of you have watched college basketball. You've seen teams over the years. I think we really need to enjoy this team. Who knows how far they can go. When it comes tournament time, anything can happen right there. I'm going to say they could go as far as I think on any given night, and again, who knows till we play Gonzaga, one of your higher ranked teams. Iowa was ranked 3rd, some of these teams like that. Tennessee can hang with anybody on any given night. Now, when you play those teams, you got to bring it. There's no doubt about it. But, I keep saying the sky's the limit. What I mean by that, there's enough talent to win a national title in Knoxville this year. Now, am I sitting here saying they're going to? I'm not saying that, okay? So please don't misquote me on that. There is enough talent to bring a national championship home this year. Now, doing it and saying it is two different things, as you guys know right here. But, they're playing good now. Obviously, and we've seen Tennessee teams sometimes peak this time of year. We've seen them, kind of hit a stride in January, early February. But the main thing is, they took care of business with non-conference. Now they'll finish that up tomorrow. The main thing is build. Whether I think the Southeastern Conference is down a little bit this year. People point to Kentucky, but I would counter too. Kentucky's played a tough non-conference schedule, and you're going to have to go through Kentucky when it's all said and done. It's every year. Calipari's a great coach. He's always building a program. He'll have his guys ready by the end of the year. You wait and see. There may be some growing pains now, but when it comes down to it in March, when we get to SEC or NCAA tournament time, or hope we do, his teams will be ready to play. Same with Bruce Pearl. I mean, we know Bruce Pearl, guys. He is a heck of a coach. He's going to have Auburn ready come March. And, I know he lost some of his better players last year, but, that's a team to look out for. You've always got to look out Florida. Normally a decent team to go through. And I know there's some others off the top of my head. So if I left anybody out, please forgive me on that. I'm just kind of addressing the ones off the top of my head right there. But, it's a matter of where this team is at come March and getting there. And you're starting to see the rotations taking place. There's about 7, 8 guys that's mainly in. And then, come mop-up time, they're getting some of the other guys in, getting them some minutes. But, I don't see any weaknesses here right now. The one I've seen was assist to turnover. They've done better with that. We'll see how it is at Missouri. I think that's a game that could test that assist to turnover just because of, like I've stated, Konzo Martin and his knack for being a defensive guy, so to speak. And but I think we better enjoy Jaden Springer, Keon Johnson, those guys. These are NBA guys right here that we've been really fortunate to have this year. Obviously, I would love for them to stay more than a year, but these guys are going to have choices to make, and you can't blame them. If they're lottery pick, first-round picks, you cannot blame them at all on that. And I don't think any coach, I don't think any fan is going to, a guy's got a chance to go make millions at 19 years old. Come on, man. That's an easy decision. That's an easy decision. They can always come back and get their degrees later on. There's players do it. You hear it all the time there. So it's just, and that's good for the program as well because, the goal of these kids is they want to get to the NBA. And, if you're starting to put some guys in the NBA, that's going to be big for the program. And, we're starting to see it a little bit. You've seen some guys starting to get drafted or maybe make their way. Some of the guys are on 2-way contracts and stuff. Probably, man, I don't know who Tobias Harris is probably your best guy in the NBA right now. Josh Richardson, of course, is real good. Grant Williams doing good things for the Celtics. And then you got some guys on 2-way deals. Jordan Bone with, I think he's still with the Pistons, if I'm not mistaken. Jordan McRae kind of goes back and forth. Kyle Alexander. Admiral Schofield. I think Schofield actually, did he go to the Suns? I believe. If you guys know that for sure, make sure you leave me a comment. But, Tennessee's starting to put some guys in the NBA again, and that's going to be big for the program moving forward. And I think there's a real possibility they're going to put at least 3 more in this year because I think Eve Pons is probably never going to go to the NBA and be a double-digit scorer. But, man, he's going to be big for somebody with just so much he does with kind of a glue guy, I guess you could say, so to speak. And just doing it all, I think he could, he can rebound, he can steal, he can block. He can hit the shot, too. I'm curious to see Fulkerson. I think I kind of wonder if Fulkerson may come back another year. But, I absolutely, you guys think of it, just the improvements John Fulkerson has made from year one. Of course, he got injured and had a red shirt year in there as well. But, man, he's awesome to watch. He's a fun guy. He, Tennessee fans should really be proud of all these guys and what they're doing in this program. Fulkerson's a real ambassador, and there's a reason he gets interviewed. Just a real fun-loving, real cool personality guy. Really fun to see, but there's a lot of NBA talent on this team, and it's just going to springboard them going forward. But tomorrow, 5 o'clock, USC Upstate. We'll see. I really expect it's going to be 3 games in a row over 100 points, and then Tennessee gets a week off and they come into conference against Missouri December the 30th, next Wednesday, actually. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Enjoy the ride, guys. I think it's going to be a fun year. We're going into conference undefeated. I think there's a real case we should be going in as the favorite, but there's some other teams will have something to say about that for sure, and they're going to have to bring it each night come conference. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. I should see you before New Year, so I'll wish you Happy New Year next week. But Merry Christmas to you and yours. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you guys next week.